science and tech for UPSC. It appears to be a difficult topic. The reason it appears to be a difficult topic, one most obvious reason is that कोई fixed syllabus नहीं है. Look at the questions, you do not find like lot of patterns. You do not have fixed syllabus. Mains का syllabus देखोगे तो चलो वहाँ पे फिर भी कुछ keywords दे रखे हैं. But prelims में तो वो भी नहीं है. You do not have a fixed syllabus. That's a challenge. What are the pathogens against which our immune system has to be activated? For example, you have bacteria, you have viruses, how they are different from each other. So having that basic knowledge, that basic scientific knowledge help us a lot in appreciating healthcare as a term. Solar energy जो है एक साथ आप बहुत high dense energy produce नहीं कर सकते. Solar energy को as of now आप steel industry में use नहीं कर सकते. Steel industry के लिए अभी भी आपको coal जलाना पड़ेगा, natural gas या diesel जलाना पड़ेगा. That is a challenge. जहाँ पे आपको बहुत ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर चाहिए, टेम्परेचर हज़ारों डिग्री सेल्सियस में चाहिए, you will not be able to use solar energy. आप इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हो, घर में जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है उसके लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हो, बट कुछ इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोसेस में अभी भी आप यूज़ नहीं कर सकते.
UPSC doesn't punish less study, it punishes unchanged mistakes. If the same issues keep repeating, your prep isn't improving, it's just getting longer. Recall drops in mocks, answers stay generic, elimination errors repeat. Current affairs doesn't convert into mains points. These are signs your preparation needs correction. That's not an effort problem, it's a system problem. Vision IAS Delhi GS Foundation is built to fix this early. Sequenced classes, timely tests, built-in revision, mentorship reviews. PT 365 and Mains 365 make current affairs usable in answers. If UPSC 2027 is your target, start with a structure that makes improvement predictable. Batches starting from 3rd February at 8 am at GTB Nagar and 6th February at 11 am, 13th February at 8 am and 24th February at 5 pm at Karol Bagh. For more information, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
Good morning, everyone. How should we think about science and technology for this year prelims examination, right? Although UPSC has delayed its notification, but yeah, very soon it will be there. And this question about science and tech particularly becomes very pertinent. And the reason is actually quite simple, because this is perhaps the only topic of the syllabus, along with, I would say, let's say, current affairs, that this is not very well defined per se. Like, what do I mean by science and technology for UPSC? Because there is no subject called science and technology which you learn in your school days or college days. You learn some science, like some within science, you learn physics or chemistry or biology, or within technology, for example, you learn many branches of engineering. There are many different courses. So UPSC syllabus is not well defined. So that is often the first challenge which aspirants face, that how should we think about this subject. So my goal in this session will be to talk about the nature of this subject, what can you expect, how can you prepare this particular topic. And I wanted to emphasize upon right away in the starting of the session itself that it doesn't matter what is your educational background, you can score very, very high marks in this particular section, even if you have not done your science or engineering or medicine after class 10th or 12th. This is very important, that it doesn't matter what is your educational background. And the reason I'm saying is because I have been doing this for like quite some time now, and there are students who have some sort of anxiety, some sort of fear that we have not studied science after class 10th or after class 12th, and that fear often creates a mental block regarding this subject. Okay, it's not as easy as other subjects also. I should be very clear that it's not as easy as, let's say, for example, polity or history. But it is much more rewarding than other subjects. Rewarding in the sense that you'll have to, let's say, for example, read a topic more than once. But once you understand the topic, once you grasp the concept, then turns out that you can attempt any type of questions in prelims or mains examination. And the best part is that you do not have to mug up a lot of facts. This is the most important part of this particular subject, that questions will be conceptual, questions will be analytical, and you can attempt those questions. So let's say there are 12 questions. UPSC asks about 10 to 14 questions. Maximum they have asked is 14 or 15 from science and tech. Minimum which they have asked is about 9 or 10 questions. So on an average, let's say there are 12 questions asked by UPSC in prelims examination, which by the way is a very good number. Think about it, 12 questions, 24 marks, that's a very good number. I expect all of you to attempt at least 80 to 90% of the questions. So if there are 12 questions, I expect all of you to attempt at least 9 or 10 questions, maybe hopefully all 12 of it, and still maintain an accuracy of 80 to 90%. So I attempt 10, I get 9 correct, or I get all 10 correct. This is a subject where it is possible to attain this. It is not possible for many other subjects which prima facie look simple or easy to grasp. So yeah, it is going to take more time to complete science and tech. The challenge gets further propounded because of the fact that there is no fixed syllabus per se. So how should we think about this subject? And yes, those challenges are there. But if you can overcome those challenges, and if you have that faith in yourself, if you have that trust in yourself, that I'm here because I decided to appear this examination, I have the capability to study any topic which is thrown at me. If you have that faith in yourself, and if you're willing to commit to, I would say perhaps little bit more hard work compared to other subjects, then believe me, this is going to be much, much more rewarding than any other subject. There are very few topics where questions will be mostly conceptual, analytical, and very less factual. So I would say science tech is one of them. Physical geography is another such topic. The conceptual part of environment is another such topic. Science and tech in itself, of course, is such topic. The basic part of economy, that is a topic like this. So there are very few part of your syllabus where this statement can be made. And then it becomes even more important that you spend more time in such subjects, because whatever effort you put into, you get much more reward out of it. So remember, it's an input-output game. How much input you are putting into a topic and how much output you get out of it. And this is a topic where you get a lot of output. So this is the starting part of my session, that how should we think about science and technology as a subject. I will answer each and every part gradually. Let's start with a very simple question. I often ask this question whenever I start a batch, that why do you think science and tech is part of the syllabus? For example, I can answer this question. If I ask this question about polity, then maybe it is easy, that why polity is part of the syllabus. You are going to be a bureaucrat, you have to handle administration. Makes sense to learn about polity, governance, perhaps makes sense to learn a lot about economy also. But you can ask this question about few topics. Why should I know about history? Why should I know about culture? Why should I know about geography? Why should I know about science and tech? So this is a question we should ask, that ये जो topic में है, ये syllabus का जो part है, वो क्यों है? Right? And I think that there are two main reasons that why this is part of your syllabus. सबसे पहला एंड जो सबसे एक ऑब्वियस रीजन तो यही है that UPSC does want aware candidates, UPSC does want curious candidates, UPSC does want candidates who are well read. So being a well read person who knows about many topics, remember you are preparing for being a generalist who has knowledge of across many domains. So knowing about various topics, being aware about it, being curious about it, that in itself is a very important criteria for UPSC. Right, so even when they conduct interview, right now interviews are going on, this is one of the quality they will look for, that how curious as a candidate you are, how willing you are to learn new things. Right, so this is a very important criteria, that you have to be curious, you have to be aware, you have to be well read. And for me, this alone is a very good reason that why science and tech is part of your syllabus. But I also think there is another reason. And that has to do with, think of your responsibility as a public servant, that you are going to work for public services. You are going to think about the socio-economic problems we as a nation, we as a society face. And you have to think about solutions to those problems. You have to think about way forward. And when we think about way forward, then one of that way forward often will be technological solutions. Just say, I will give you a simple example. We think of air pollution as a problem. So we ask this question, that how can we reduce air pollution? Now, of course, we can talk about that, look, we need to make people more aware about using public transportation. We need to reduce cost of public transportation. We need to make public transport. Let's say there is one part of the focus on public transportation. But then the other part of the focus will be that how should we think about the root cause of this problem? For example, we will ask that if there is air pollution, what are the main sources of that? It's coming from power plants, it's coming from vehicles, it's coming from construction dust, all of that. It's coming from stubble burning. And then you ask a question that what can we do to tackle those problems? How can we reduce the pollution coming from power plants? How can we reduce the pollution coming from vehicles? And that requires understanding of technology, right? So you can think of many such problems we as a nation, we as a society face. Think of even bigger and problems which are of global scale. Think of global warming as a problem, right? And when we think of global warming as a problem, we think about reducing carbon footprint, reducing carbon dioxide emission, reducing methane emission, reducing nitrous oxide emission. And you ask this question, that how can we do that? What type of technological solutions can be adopted which will help in attaining reducing our carbon footprint, right? We think of, we as a nation, our energy security problem. I'm very sure that you guys are reading all of the global development which is happening. There is a lot of pressure from US that India should not buy oil from Russia. We should buy oil from US, or now Venezuela is also in this entire, like one of that exporter can be for India, can be Venezuelan oil. So I'm very sure that you have been following this news. So go back to the root cause of the problem, that we are not blessed geographically with a lot of oil, lot of natural gas. Even if we do have coal, coal is polluting, by the way, so is oil and natural gas, and they have very high carbon footprint. But nonetheless, we cannot immediately do away without coal, without natural gas, without oil, right? But we can think of a future where we become more secure in terms of energy, that we as a nation are more secure in terms of energy production, that we are not that much affected by what is happening in rest of the world. Let's say America-Iran war starts, or few years ago Russia-Ukraine war started, or Israel-Palestine war started. So there are global events which are, let's say, causing fluctuation in oil prices, and that is causing inflation into India. This entire world is globalized. Whatever is happening in one part of the world affects the other part of the world. So you can think about that, how important it is to work for energy security. And even within energy security, those energy resources where we have to reduce our carbon footprint. So how important it is to think about solar energy or wind energy or nuclear energy, right? So the larger point I'm trying to make here is that think of some of the challenges we face, and we mean here we as society, we as nation, and how can technology help in solving those challenges. So this is another reason why science and technology is part of your syllabus. So let's start with that why science and technology is even part of the syllabus. So it is about being aware, being curious, being well read, and then it is also about having a futuristic outlook that how can technology help us in solving the socio-economic problem. Okay, so what type of topics, coming back to science and tech for UPSC, it appears to be a difficult topic. The reason it appears to be a difficult topic, one most obvious reason is that कोई fixed syllabus नहीं है. Look at the questions, you do not find like lot of pattern. You do not have fixed syllabus. Like मेंस का syllabus देखोगे तो चलो वहाँ पे फिर भी कुछ कुछ keywords दे रखे हैं, but prelims में तो वो भी नहीं है. You do not have a fixed syllabus. That's a challenge. There is an overlap between static and current topics. So for example, UPSC will often choose a current affairs topic, and then they will also ask the basic concept related to that particular topic. They will add scientific concept associated with that current affairs news, and they do that almost in every topic. They do that in economics, they do that in geography, and they do that also in science and technology. And then a big fear is, as I stated earlier, there is a big fear among students who have humanities background, and there is a huge fear that how to think about this subject. And I again reiterate this, that there is nothing to fear about. You will have to work hard. Please, not for a moment you should think that it is going to be as easy as other subjects. And you have to commit, you have to spend more time. But I repeat this, that it is going to be more rewarding for prelims, or it is going to be more rewarding for mains examination. But I can guarantee you that you have nothing to fear, and you are equally, there is an equal probability that you get very high marks in science and tech, even if you have done humanities after class 10th or after class 12th, okay? Then there is I have often found that people have this tendency to look for shortcuts. Please don't do that. कि सर रेडीमेड नोट्स हमको मिल जाएंगे, राइट? कि कुछ कहीं से कुछ मिल जाए. These things are not going to be that helpful. जब तक हमको एक बेसिक कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी नहीं है टॉपिक्स का, कि मैं आपको एक, जैसे मान लो मैंने एक AI, आजकल सब कुछ AI की बात करते हैं, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की बात करते हैं, बट व्हाट डज इट इवन मीन? What are the tools which have made AI possible? जब तक ये सारा क्लैरिटी नहीं होगा, तब तक ये जितना भी आप रट लो थोड़ा सा एलियन लगेगा. द मोमेंट आई मेक अ स्मॉल ट्विस्ट एंड वो आपके इस रॉट नॉलेज का पार्ट नहीं है, तो अब आप उस स्टेटमेंट को अप्रिशिएट नहीं कर पाओगे. इफ़ यू डू हैव सम कॉन्सेप्चुअल बैकग्राउंड अबाउट अ टॉपिक, देन even if some small twist is there, you can appreciate that this statement is right or this statement is not right. So focus on rote learning and not having conceptual clarity about a topic. That is another challenge which you can face. So what are the topics? Let me write it down. Forget about the slides. What are the topics I should focus upon? What are the keywords? So as I said, there is no fixed syllabus. Then what are the keywords? For example, in geography, there are a lot of keywords. In polity, there are a lot of keywords. So what are the keywords in science and technology which I should focus upon? Okay. So I will start with some of the keywords which right now are much, much more important than others. So an evergreen topic always will be knowledge of space technology. Another very, very important topic will be biotechnology. Space technology has a huge scope. To know about different type of satellites, their applications, to know about what is ISRO doing in space technology, all of that becomes very important, including knowledge of rockets, particularly rockets of ISRO. Apart from satellites, what else is being done by ISRO? For example, Chandrayaan 3 or Aditya mission, or some future missions like Shukrayaan mission or Gaganyaan mission. Those topics become important. Biotechnology is another topic which has huge scope, and let me add one more keyword here, health. So biotechnology and human health, that can be a topic which you should prepare well. Understanding of biological processes and biological organisms, and then using those processes and or organisms for applications which may vary, by the way, in healthcare or in energy production or in pollution remediation or in making medicines. All of that fit into what is called biotechnology. And health, तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का एक एप्लीकेशन तो हेल्थ में है ही, बट हेल्थ हैज अ लार्जर टॉपिक यू शुड ऑल्सो प्रिपेयर. जैसे when we think about health, we start basic questions. For example, we first need to learn about immune system of human beings. How does our immune system function? What are the pathogens against which our immune system has to be activated? For example, you have bacteria, you have viruses, how they are different from each other. So having that basic knowledge, that basic scientific knowledge help us a lot in appreciating healthcare as a topic, right? What about protozoas? What about different type of worms? What about zoonotic diseases, right? What about communicable versus non-communicable diseases? So having that understanding, and especially about those topics which are in news a lot, it becomes very, very important. Third topic which I will say, which has become very important, is energy. And in fact, alternative energy. Which in one line means whatever is not fossil fuel. Whatever is not fossil fuel, I can think of that as alternative energy sources. So think of solar energy, wind energy, hydropower energy, tidal based energy, tide based energy, green hydrogen based energy, nuclear energy, all of that. So this includes, of course, all renewable energy sources. And that has a long list: solar, wind, hydro, biofuel, green hydrogen, ocean-based energy, which includes tide or waves or ocean currents for that matter, and even geothermal. All of that. But having a understanding of the topic. For example, let's say I tell you that how do we produce solar energy. But if I do not tell you that what type of challenges we have in solar energy, then that topic is not complete. So for example, सोलर एनर्जी जो है एक साथ आप बहुत हाई डेंस एनर्जी प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर सकते. तो सोलर एनर्जी को एज ऑफ नाउ आप स्टील इंडस्ट्री में यूज़ नहीं कर सकते. स्टील इंडस्ट्री के लिए अभी भी आपको कोल जलाना पड़ेगा, नेचुरल गैस या डीजल जलाना पड़ेगा. दैट इज़ अ चैलेंज, दैट जहाँ पे आपको बहुत ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर चाहिए, टेम्परेचर हज़ारों डिग्री सेल्सियस में चाहिए, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू यूज सोलर एनर्जी. आप इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हो, घर में जो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है उसके लिए आप यूज़ कर सकते हो, बट कुछ इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोसेस में अभी भी आप यूज़ नहीं कर सकते. In any case, you cannot produce solar energy during night. Intermittent supply, that इसका जो demand and supply है, वो demand के हिसाब से आप supply dictate नहीं कर सकते. अगर cloudy weather है, रात है, solar energy produce नहीं कर सकते. So immediately, you also have to think about energy storage. By the way, I should also mention about nuclear energy here. And then I should mention about energy storage, batteries. Battery technology. And I'm not talking about battery technology for a laptop or for a mobile phone. I'm talking about battery technology for I have enough energy stored. दिन में solar energy इतना सारा है कि अगर उस energy को हम safely store कर सकें, जो कि रात में पूरे के पूरे शहर को सप्लाई कर सके. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये डिफरेंस है. आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट एनर्जी स्टोरेज फॉर वन बैटरी, वन मोबाइल फोन, वन लैपटॉप. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द एंटायर सिटी. सो व्हाट टाइप ऑफ बैटरीज वी आर गोइंग टू मेक वेयर वी हैव इनफ एनर्जी स्टोर्ड which can supply energy during night, right? So this is something which we have to think about. If we are thinking about solar energy as the future source of energy, this is what we have to invest a lot into, right? So understanding about battery, how do they function? Basic batteries, how do they function? How to scale up these batteries where they can fulfill the energy requirement of the entire city. We have to think about those questions. What type of challenges we are facing right now? How are we thinking about, how is government of India thinking about हाउ टू ओवरकम दोज चैलेंजेस, राइट. सो ये सारी चीज़ें हमको प्रिपेयर करनी पड़ेंगी. न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अभी आपने देखा होगा कितना सारा न्यूज़ है न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी को. अभी शांति एक्ट जो है अभी पार्लियामेंट ने अभी पास किया है इसको. तो जो शांति एक्ट है वो क्यों है, स्मॉल मॉड्यूलर रिएक्टर जो है वो क्यों ज़रूरी हैं. दिस टॉपिक इज सो इम्पॉर्टेंट, राइट. So energy is a very, very important topic. You have to prepare this really, really well. Every year you have at least 1 or 2 question in prelims and 1 or 2 question even in mains. 2025 का mains उठा के देख लेना 2 question है energy पे. Prelims उठा के देख लेना 2 question है सिर्फ energy पे. So this is a very important topic and it makes lot of sense. As I said earlier that we as a nation, one of the most important problem we have to think about is energy security. Right, and this is why investing into alternative energy it becomes very, very important. Next, which is again a juxtaposition of many topics, and I am simply putting all of that into one, right? This is information and ICT, information and communication technology. And I can further divide this into communication technologies, that advancements in communication, and then I can divide into advancements in computing. What type of new communication technologies are in use? जैसे I will give you an example from current affairs. Bluetooth आपको पहले से पता है, आप यूज़ करते आ रहे हो, बट अभी जो ट्विटर के जो फाउंडर थे जैक डॉर्सी, उन्होंने अनाउंस किया अपना एक ऐप कि हम ब्लूटूथ मैश नेटवर्क बनाएंगे. तो जो ब्लूटूथ मैश नेटवर्क है उसके बारे में पता होना चाहिए. ये क्या होता है, मैश नेटवर्किंग का यहाँ पे क्या मीनिंग है, एक बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग, राइट. व्हाट टाइप ऑफ चैलेंजेस, शॉर्टकमिंग्स वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इन दिस टेक्नोलॉजी. In computing, you will think about supercomputers or quantum computers or AI or blockchain technology. All of that will fit into this particular domain. In communication, Li-Fi, RFID, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, internet, satellite-based internet, 5G, right? All of those things will fit into our discussion of communication technology. Okay? So this topic particularly is very important for prelims. In recent years, few questions in mains also are there, but prelims में तो हर साल आपको मिल ही जाएगा 1 या 2 question इससे. If you do just these topics, you have essentially covered about 3/4 of the syllabus for either prelims or mains perspective. Okay, but I will add more keywords. जैसे in prelims, this keyword has become very important. जो advancements in defense है, जैसे जो नए मिसाइल्स हैं या जो नए शिप्स हैं, सबमरीन्स हैं, जो हमारे नए फाइटर जेट्स हैं या ड्रोन्स हैं फॉर दैट मैटर, हाउ टेक्नोलॉजी इज चेंजिंग द नेचर ऑफ वॉरफेयर, ऑल ऑफ दैट विल फिट इनटू डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी, राइट. सो हैविंग एन अवेयरनेस अबाउट डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी, दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अ टॉपिक विच आई पुट दिस टुगेदर, nanotechnology and material science. I often say this in the class that material science is one of the unsung heroes of technology, that we do not talk about enough about the significance of material science as a branch of engineering. Developing materials, because think about whatever technology we are talking about, जैसे मोबाइल फ़ोन का डिस्प्ले बनाने के लिए जो मुझे मटेरियल चाहिए, इस मोबाइल फ़ोन का जो चिप बनाने के लिए मुझे मटेरियल चाहिए. सो मटेरियल साइंस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इट इज़ की बिहाइंड एनी ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी विच वी आर यूजिंग राइट नाउ इन द वर्ल्ड. ओके, सो नैनो टेक्नोलॉजी एंड मटेरियल साइंस. एंड देन आई विल ऑल्सो ऐड दैट कुछ जो बेसिक साइंस के भी क्वेश्चन यूपीएससी देखो 2 टाइप के पूछती है. ऐसा नहीं कि बेसिक साइंस के क्वेश्चन आते नहीं है. बेसिक साइंस के क्वेश्चन 2 टाइप के आएंगे. एक तो आएगा जो कि एनसीईआरटी बेस्ड है, 9th 10th में आपने जो पढ़ रखी हैं चीज़ें डे टू डे लाइफ एक्टिविटी में, रेनबो क्यों होता है, थिंग्स लाइक दैट. प्रेशर कुकर का जो टेम्परेचर है, क्वेश्चन पूछा था यूपीएससी ने कि प्रेशर कुकर के अंदर कितने टेम्परेचर पे खाना बॉयल होगा, कौन से फैक्टर पे डिपेंड करेगा. सो दीज आर थिंग्स जो कि डे टू डे लाइफ में हाउ विथ हेल्प ऑफ साइंटिफिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग यू कैन एक्सप्लेन अ फिनोमेना. ये वाला पार्ट आएगा एक यूपीएससी का, ठीक है, जो एनसीईआरटी बेस्ड एक जो क्वेश्चंस होंगे मैक्सिमम। इसमें भी फिजिक्स और बायोलॉजी पे ज़्यादा फोकस है, केमिस्ट्री पे नॉट दैट सो मच, बट फिजिक्स एंड बायोलॉजी पे ज़्यादा फोकस है। एक जो क्वेश्चन आएगा वो होगा आपका दैट जो अभी दुनिया में रिसर्च चल रहा है, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ fundamental questions about nature scientists are trying to answer right now. What type of state of the art research is happening in the world right now in science, not in technology. I'm not talking about AI, I'm not talking about defense, I'm talking about science, pure science. That जैसे मान लो एक सिंपल सा एक क्वेश्चन में आपको दो डोमेन जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा काम चल रहा है वो है, एक है पार्टिकल फिजिक्स, कि एट द मोस्ट फंडामेंटल स्केल हम किस चीज़ के बने हुए हैं। एटम्स को भी अगर हम डिवाइड करें, आई गेट प्रोटॉन, न्यूट्रॉन, इलेक्ट्रॉन। प्रोटॉन को भी डिवाइड करें, आई गेट क्वार्क्स। तो द टाइप ऑफ रिसर्च विच इज हैपनिंग इन द वर्ल्ड, राइट। सो यहां पे जो फिजिक्स पे फोकस बहुत सारा है, दैट एडवांसमेंट्स दैट लार्ज हेड्रॉन कोलाइडर हो गया, मान लो लाइगो हो गया, राइट। ये सारी चीज़ें क्या करने की कोशिश कर रही हैं, व्हाट टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दे आर ट्राइंग टू आंसर। सो हैविंग दैट वेरी बेसिक अवेयरनेस, देखो ये जनरल स्टडीज का एग्जाम है, दे डू नॉट वांट सम लाइक टेक्निकल एक्सपर्टीज, बट हैविंग दैट वेरी बेसिक अवेयरनेस, दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर प्रीलिम्स. So if I can prepare these keywords for prelims examination, I have essentially done what is required of me, what is expected of me. Okay? So I will start with this, that there are challenges, yes, there are few issues students face. One of that issue was that you do not have a fixed syllabus. Here I am giving you some sort of outline of a syllabus, that these are the topics you should prepare in science and technology. From where should you prepare? That is the next question. What are the sources you should refer to? एक हमेशा एक बढ़िया तरीका होगा, देखो as I said कि कोई स्कूल में तो कोई ऐसा है नहीं कि साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी करके कोई अलग से एक सब्जेक्ट है, राइट? अभी मैंने सेशन के स्टार्टिंग में बोला. तो यहाँ पे देखो आई ऑलवेज फेल बिकॉज ये यूपीएससी स्पेसिफिक सिलेबस है. तो अगर आपके पास यूपीएससी स्पेसिफिक नोट्स हो तो हमेशा एक हेल्प करेगा, दैट एक बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर्ड नोट हो. जैसे जैसे मान लो मैं क्लास में जो नोट्स करवाता हूँ या जो मैं हैंडआउट्स देता हूँ, ये एक हमेशा हेल्प करेगा, दैट जो भी मैंने कीवर्ड्स बताएं उन कीवर्ड्स को अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए, overall to have a very good understanding of each and every topic which we talked about. But this is not enough. You do this, but then you further add that information with current affairs. And current affairs mein yahan pe I will say that yeah, you can refer to, for example, monthly magazine. Let me add that also. You can refer to PT 365 जो साल भर का हमारा compilation है. You can refer to anything. ये बिल्कुल आप पे है. आपको लगता है कि ये यूजफुल है, आप ये पढ़ो. आपको लगता है कोई और यूजफुल है, आप वो पढ़ो. एज लॉन्ग एज यू आर कॉन्फिडेंट कि देयर इज अ गुड कवरेज, जो मटेरियल है उसमें कवरेज अच्छा है, आप बट एक ही पे फोकस करोगे. प्लीज डू नॉट सफर फ्रॉम फोमो. ये जो फियर ऑफ मिसिंग आउट है कि देखो वो पढ़ रहा है, मैं ये पढ़ रहा हूँ, प्लीज डोंट सफर फ्रॉम दैट. जस्ट पिक वन एंड स्टिक टू दैट, एंड दैट इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी हेल्पफुल. सो यू पिक monthly magazine PT 365. And it's always a good idea that if you can read newspaper by yourself. So the Hindu is really, really good in science and tech. However, Hindu does have like very detailed technical coverage. And as an aspirant, you might wonder that should I know all that technicality? And the answer most of the time is no, you do not have to. So even a very basic awareness is more than enough for prelims or for mains question. तो हिंदू में बस आपको ये ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा दैट बहुत सारा टेक्निकल इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रखा है एंड आपको सारा टेक्निकलिटी जानने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. इवन अ वेरी बेसिक अवेयरनेस इज मोर देन इनफ फॉर प्रीलिम्स और मेंस. एक्सप्रेस इस मामले में थोड़ा सा बेटर है, बट हिंदू कवरेज के मामले में बेटर है. इन टर्म्स ऑफ कवरेज साइंस टेक में हिंदू का कवरेज जो है वो अनमैच्ड है, अनपैरेलल्ड है. एक्सप्रेस हैज़ इम्प्रूव्ड अ लॉट इन लास्ट फ्यू ईयर्स, एंड द गुड थिंग अबाउट इंडियन एक्सप्रेस इज दैट लाइक दे डू नॉट गो इन टू लॉट ऑफ टेक्निकलिटी. They do provide, like as an aspirant, when you read the article, you understand it without going into a lot of those technical, factual details. So what I will suggest, that whatever is being covered in, let's say, explained pages of Express or editorial pages of Express, related to technology, then definitely read those things. Okay. And PIB I have mentioned, but इसको इस तरीके से देखो कि गवर्नमेंट के बहुत सारे इनिशिएटिव्स हैं. जैसे अगर मुझे कुछ मिनिस्ट्री के बारे में बात करना हो विच हैव बेयरिंग ऑन साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, तो एक तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी ही है ना. वी हैव अ सेपरेट मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी. इसके 3 डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी, एक और डिपार्टमेंट है अबाउट इंडस्ट्रियल ग्रोथ. देन यू हैव मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंसेस. इसका जो फोकस है वो है वेदर फॉरकास्ट जो भी हम करते हैं, जैसे IMD हो गया, इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट है, दैट वर्क्स अंडर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंसेस. जो भी हम ओशियानिक रिसर्च करते हैं, ओशनोग्राफिक स्टडीज अबाउट ओशन करेंट्स, वेव्स, वार्मिंग ऑफ ओशन, दैट इज अंडर दिस मिनिस्ट्री. जो भी हम पोलर रिसर्च करते हैं, जैसे आपने पढ़ा होगा कि हमारे पोलर रिसर्च स्टेशंस हैं, हिमाद्री है, भारती है, मैत्री है. सो दिस पोलर रिसर्च स्टेशंस that comes under Ministry of Earth Sciences. So 3 main responsibility: weather and climate studies first, polar research second, oceanic research third. All 3 will come into Ministry of Earth Sciences. Then you have Ministry of Electronics and IT. तो जो भी इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में डेवलपमेंट है, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी में डेवलपमेंट है, कंप्यूटिंग, ऑल ऑफ दैट विल कम इनटू दैट. देन यू हैव मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन. ठीक है. सम solution is also adopted by Ministry of Environment and Forest Climate Change. Let me write MOEFCC. So Environment Ministry है, they also take certain initiatives, as I said in the starting of the class, that to solve environmental problems when we think of technological solution. And last but not the least, I will definitely mention 2 very important departments, Department of Space and Department of Atomic Energy. Both of these departments directly come under Prime Minister. They do not operate under any ministry, they directly come under Prime Minister. Department of Space, ISRO इसके अंदर काम करता है. Department of Atomic Energy, that is responsible for nuclear energy establishments in the country. तो ये 2 डिपार्टमेंट और ये जो मिनिस्ट्रीज जो कर रही हैं और पिछले साल 2 साल में जो इंपॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव उन्होंने लिया है, ये आपको पता होना चाहिए प्रीलिम्स या मेंस एग्जाम के लिए. ठीक है. तो दिस इज अनदर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट डोमेन विच यू शुड नो. If you can answer these 4 questions, how should I prepare science and tech as an aspirant? लास्ट मोमेंट पे मुझे रिवाइज करना है. आई एम एज्यूमिंग कि थोड़ा बहुत आपके पास आइडिया है, थोड़ा बहुत आपने पढ़ लिया, मुझे लास्ट मोमेंट पे रिवाइज करना है. हाउ डू आई डू दैट? तो पिक एनी टॉपिक and for any of those topics you have to answer or you have to prepare this 4 subheading in any topic. This is going to work in almost each and every topic. कोई भी टॉपिक आपको दे रखा है, जैसे मान लो अभी मैंने रॉकेट्स ऑफ इसरो के बारे में बात करा, रॉकेट्स ऑफ इसरो के बारे में हमने डिस्कस किया. कोई भी टॉपिक अगर मैंने दे रखा है, कैन यू समराइज दैट इनटू फ्यू लाइंस? AI के बारे में मैंने बात किया, कैन यू समराइज AI इनटू फ्यू लाइंस? कैन यू समराइज ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी इनटू फ्यू लाइंस? वॉट एवर टॉपिक इज गिवन टू यू, इफ यू कैन समराइज दैट इनटू फ्यू सेंटेंसेस, राइट, दैट शुड बी योर ओरिजिनल थॉट. ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. इट शुड नॉट बी अ मग्ड अप लाइन. ये नहीं है कि मैंने लाइन लिखाया, मान लो क्लास में मैंने कुछ लाइन बताया और आप वहीं लाइन बैठ के बिल्कुल डिक्टो जो है उसको आप बता रहे हो. नहीं, दैट इज नॉट गुड. आपने समझा उसको और आप उसको अपने वर्ड्स में अपने तरीके से उसको रिफ्रेम करके आप बता रहे हो. सो कैन यू समराइज अ टेक्नोलॉजी इनटू फ्यू लाइंस? दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग. कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट टाइप ऑफ एप्लीकेशंस दैट पर्टिकुलर टेक्नोलॉजी हैज? जैसे AI को हम कहाँ यूज कर सकते हैं, कैसे यूज कर सकते हैं, कहाँ पे यूज हो रहा है AI, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस. कैन यू टेल मी दैट? कैन यू ऑल्सो टेल मी दैट व्हाट टाइप ऑफ इश्यूज, what type of challenges and what type of limitations this technology has? Again, I will take the example of AI. What are the issues related to AI? There are a lot of ethical issues, misuse of AI, all of that I'm very sure, privacy issues, accountability issues, all of those things which you might have studied. So what type of issues are there? What type of limitations are there? Can AI be truly creative? right? Is AI limited in its scope? What type of challenges are there? For example, let's say we as a nation, what type of challenges we face in advancements of artificial intelligence? So this will not just help in prelims, this is in fact much more important for mains examination. ये जो part है, issues, challenges and limitations. And last but not the least, as I said, that government initiatives. And government initiatives थोड़ा सा, अगर government of India का initiative है, तो थोड़ा detail में आपको पता होना चाहिए. I would expect you to know some factual details also in this particular case. जैसे I will know about National AI Mission. अभी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने 2 साल पहले नेशनल एआई मिशन लॉन्च किया था. आई विल गो एंड लुक एट द इंपॉर्टेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ नेशनल एआई मिशन. सो इफ यू कैन आंसर और इफ यू कैन समराइज अ टॉपिक इनटू दिस 4 headings, then you are good to go for prelims or for mains examination. ठीक है? So do this. पहले तो आप क्या करोगे, तो जैसे एज एन एस्पिरेंट मैं पूरे साइंस टेक को कैसे देखूंगा, पहले तो मैंने एक कीवर्ड बांटा. इस कीवर्ड में मैं फर्दर सब कीवर्ड लेके जाऊंगा मैं, कि स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी, व्हाट डज दैट मीन, इंफॉर्मेशन कम्युनिकेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, इसका स्कोप क्या है, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी हेल्थ, इसका स्कोप क्या है. तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी साइंस टेक का मेरा एक हैंडबुक है, उस हैंडबुक पे मैंने अलग अलग टॉपिक्स बांट रखे हैं, सब टॉपिक्स बांट रखे हैं, और उन सारे सब टॉपिक पे आई एम प्रिपेयरिंग सम सॉर्ट ऑफ समरी. दैट समरी इंक्लूड्स दोज 4 थिंग्स: बेसिक डेफिनेशन, एप्लीकेशन, challenges, limitations and government initiatives. Coming back to prelims examination, जो prelims year जो कुछ चीज़ें हमको ध्यान रखनी है, और ये जब आप कोई रेडीमेड मटेरियल पढ़ोगे तो ज़्यादा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. जैसे आपके पास कोई मटेरियल, कौन सा मटेरियल है, PT 365 है, सॉरी, इन साइंस एंड टेक. अच्छा, तो कोई भी मटेरियल आप पढ़ोगे, एंड स्पेशली अगर किसी का रेडीमेड मटेरियल बनाया जो आपने खुद से नहीं बनाया था, किसी और ने बनाया था, उनको देखो क्या होता है, ये विजन आईएएस में भी है, ये सब लोगों के साथ प्रॉब्लम है कि उनको एक तरीके का होर लगा है कि मैं लास्ट में क्लेम कर सकूं कि देखो मेरे मटेरियल से आया था. तो उसके चक्कर में क्या क्या करेंगे कि वो कुछ भी ऐड करेंगे. एंड ये जो अवेयरनेस है, दैट हाउ टू फिल्टर दैट, हाउ टू remove the noise and how to grasp what is actually required, this comes from experience and this comes from looking at previous year questions, that what level of depth is required by UPSC. तो आप कोई भी रेडीमेड मटेरियल अगर आप पढ़ते हो, what are the important things which I should focus upon, ये जरूरी है. unnecessary facts जो PYQ हो, इसीलिए मैंने मेंशन कर रखा है कि रॉट फैक्ट्स नहीं आएंगे, राइट. क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन हेल्प्स इन, हु हैज डेवलप्ड क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन, दैट्स नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट. क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन का मीनिंग क्या है, क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन का बेनिफिट क्या है, हाउ कैन वी यूज क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन, दीज आर मोर इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस रादर देन हु हैज डेवलप्ड क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन, राइट. कितने किलोमीटर तक क्वांटम कम्युनिकेशन एस्टैब्लिश इंडिया ने कर लिया है, दैट्स नॉट एन इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट. कि हमने 2000 किलोमीटर, दैट्स नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट, राइट. व्हाट इट एम्स टू डू, that is something which becomes very, very important, right? So please do not memorize random rote facts. Please don't do that. Focus upon, as I said, application part, understanding of the topic part. जो पहला line था मेरा, summarize the topic into few lines. You cannot do that unless you have very basic conceptual understanding in your own words. Focus on the application part, focus on the challenges part, focus on the government initiative part, okay? I mentioned this, prioritize applications, institutions, missions, policies, avoid minute data, and focus upon what is these days UPSC focusing upon. Although I should tell you, UPSC का देखो कोई पैटर्न होता नहीं है. आपको लगने लगेगा कि हाँ एक पैटर्न बन रहा है, वो एक साल अचानक से पूरा का पूरा पैटर्न चेंज कर देंगे, तो कोई ऐसे पैटर्न है नहीं. तो जो मैंने जितने भी थीम्स बताए, फोकस अपॉन ऑल ऑफ देम. बट इफ़ आई हैव टू टेल यू कि आजकल यूपीएससी किन एरियाज पे सबसे ज़्यादा फोकस है, तो स्पेस पे तो है ही, बहुत एवरग्रीन डोमेन है, बायोटेक पे है. आई विल से दैट एनर्जी पे जो अभी रिसेंट क्वेश्चंस हैं वो अचानक से बढ़ गए. आपको जो एनर्जी रिसोर्सेज पे नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस दे हैव इंक्रीज्ड. डिफेंस के जो क्वेश्चंस हैं, जो बहुत रेयरली होता था, 2-3 साल में एक क्वेश्चन आता था, अब हर साल करीब करीब 1 या 2 क्वेश्चन प्रीलिम्स में डिफेंस टेक्नोलॉजी पे है. सो देयर आर फ्यू थिंग्स विच there is a growing emphasis by UPSC. It's very much visible. Few topics are always evergreen, like space is always evergreen, and biotech, that is always evergreen topic. हाउ टू प्रिपेयर, आई ऑलरेडी हैव टोल्ड यू. एक मैंने जैसे एक स्पेसिफिक एग्जांपल लिया, ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन अभी गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने लॉन्च किया था 2 साल पहले, 2023 में, 3 साल पहले. अब तो ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन, नेशनल ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन लॉन्च किया था. तो डायरेक्टली मैं मिशन के बारे में पहले नहीं जाऊंगा. मैं पहले तो मैं ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन का मीनिंग क्या है उस पर मैं फोकस करूंगा. अगर ये आपको, जैसे देखो रेडीमेड मटेरियल का ही प्रॉब्लम होता है. ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन मिशन के ऑब्जेक्टिव्स दे दिए, अगर ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन वहाँ पे एक्सप्लेन्ड नहीं है साइड में, दैट व्हाट डज हाइड्रोजन ग्रीन थोड़े हो जाता है. हाइड्रोजन तो हमेशा कलरलेस है. सो व्हेन आई एम यूजिंग दिस वर्ड ग्रीन हाइड्रोजन, देन व्हाट डज इट मीन? व्हाई देयर इज सो मच ऑफ, ask more fundamental questions. Why there is so much of emphasis on hydrogen? Why not something else? Why there is so much of emphasis on hydrogen? If there is so much emphasis, there must be something about it. Learn about that something. Then ask what type of challenges we have in hydrogen as a source of energy. Read about those challenges. How are we trying to overcome those challenges? In this entire discussion, how does this mission fit there? What are the objectives of National Green Hydrogen Mission? So once you understand the topic, this does not remain a rote learning. This becomes an important concept which you can fit. That look, there is something remarkable about hydrogen, but there are a lot of issues also. There are a lot of limitations also. There are few challenges which we face. जैसे fuel cell बनाने में challenge है, hydrogen based vehicle बनाने में challenge है. So what are we trying to do to overcome those challenges, right? तो जो National Green Hydrogen Mission के जो objectives हैं, वो automatically it will make sense to you. अगर आपको मैं 5 points दे दूँ कि National Green Hydrogen Mission ये करने की कोशिश कर रहा है, ये 5 main objectives हैं, आप उसको रट रहे हो, आप 2-3 दिन बाद भूल जाओगे. बट अगर आपका पूरा हाइड्रोजन एज अ टॉपिक क्लियर है और उसको लास्ट बाद में कभी भी आप रिवाइज करोगे, झट से याद आ जाएगा कि इसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है एंड वाई शुड बी bother about it. Okay, I already have told you what problems does this technology solve. Use analogies and visuals. What does that mean? Visualize a technology. Blockchain technology, let's say blockchain technology seems something, I don't know, abstract, but no, it's not. Just visualize it. That what are we talking about? We're talking about creating a ledger which is not stored at one location. It is stored across multiple devices. And without participation of those multiple devices, that ledger cannot be changed. It cannot be updated. And that is the security part of the blockchain technology. The moment you think it like this, the moment you visualize it like this, retaining a topic becomes important. I give you a ready-made notes. कि देखो ये blockchain technology है, ये है. If you do not have a visualization about it, that visualization does not have to be perfect. देखो जब हम, why people who read books, they will tell you कि fiction पढ़ने में ज़्यादा मज़ा आता है. जब आप fiction पढ़ते हो तो ज़्यादा मज़ा आता है, नॉन फिक्शन में कम मज़ा आता है. जब आप fiction पढ़ते हो, आप ऑथर ने किसी चीज़ को डिस्क्राइब कर रखा है, बट फिर आप उसको इमेजिन करते हो. जैसे मान लो एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल मैं लेता हूँ, हैरी पॉटर का एग्जांपल ले लेते हैं. Those who have read Harry Potter books and have watched Harry Potter movies, right? So I have done both. So when I read the description of Hogwarts, I have a image in my mind. I have an image of Quidditch as a like game, how it is happening, and then I watch it. So I watch somebody else has done that work. Somebody else has designed that Hogwarts. When I imagined it, that had a more profound impact compared to what I saw on the screen. That was very easily available. ये excessive content और easily available content का देखो एक challenge भी होता है, that it reduces your imagination power, right? So try to visualize a technology, try to use analogies from day to day life. That blockchain technology जो है, मैं तो देखो क्रिप्टो करेंसी यूज नहीं कर रहा हूँ, तो अगर ब्लॉकचेन टेक्नोलॉजी है मेरे लिए कैसे हेल्प कर सकता है? What type of things I do in my day to day life where blockchain technology can be helpful? What type of things I do in my day to day life where some communication satellite of ISRO can be helpful? So try to use analogies from day to day life and retaining a topic that becomes very, very easy. Okay? Be very crisp, concise in making notes. I already mentioned all of those things. Always update your notes. अभी हम कैसे करेंगे? जैसे मान लो कि मैंने बायोटेक पे जीन एडिटिंग मैंने एक टॉपिक चूज किया. जीन एडिटिंग एज अ थीम मेरा क्लियर है, बट जीन एडिटिंग में कुछ नया डेवलपमेंट हुआ है अभी, तो मैं क्या करूँगा, वो जो नया डेवलपमेंट है, जो मेरा जीन एडिटिंग नोट्स बना हुआ है, वहीं पे जाके अपडेट कर दूंगा, ठीक है। डोंट मेक दैट हैपहैज़र्ड नोट्स हियर एंड देयर। वो रिविजन में लास्ट में आपको बड़ा चैलेंज आएगा कि आप एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड तरीके से, आपको ऑलरेडी नोट्स बना हुआ है और उसी नोट्स को आप अपडेट कर रहे हो। ये बड़ा ज़रूरी है प्रीलिम्स के लिए चाहे मेंस एग्जामिनेशन के लिए, ठीक है। I already have told you. Let me do last two things and I will complete this session. I did not want this to be a very lengthy session. Some of the practical tips which I can tell you for revision, that how to be good at not just science and tech, but for that matter any topic. What type of techniques will help you. एक जो बहुत बड़ा ट्रैप हमारा होता है कि वी रन आफ्टर मोटिवेशन, कि हमको मोटिवेशन चाहिए, मोटिवेशन चाहिए। मोटिवेशन का देखो, मोटिवेशन जो है वो तब काम करता है, मोटिवेशन कैन बी रिमार्केबल, ऐसा नहीं है, डोंट, आई डू नॉट वांट टू टेक अवे एनीथिंग फ्रॉम मोटिवेशन। मोटिवेशन का प्रॉब्लम ये है कि आपको इमीडिएटली कुछ चीज़ करना हो, आप मोटिवेटेड हो, एड्रेनलिन रश है, 100 मीटर रेस करना है, 200 मीटर रेस करना है, अमेजिंग, दैट मोटिवेशन इज़ रिक्वायर्ड। बट जहाँ पे लॉन्ग रन आपका एक गोल है, तो वहाँ पे कंसिस्टेंसी इज़ मच मच मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट, बिकॉज आप एक दिन के लिए मोटिवेट रहोगे, आपका जो पूरा एफर्ट है बढ़ जाएगा बहुत ज़्यादा और फिर आप क्रैश कर जाओगे। तो सबसे पहला मेरा प्रैक्टिकल सजेशन क्या होगा, फॉरगेट अबाउट साइंस एंड टेक, इन जनरल फॉर योर प्रिपरेशन द फर्स्ट प्रैक्टिकल सजेशन विल बी दैट अगर मैं आपके एफर्ट को टाइम के साथ कंपेयर करूं, प्लॉट करूं, as time progresses in your preparation, and if I have some metric to measure your effort, by the way, nobody can do that except you. You can be most honest yourself. 10 घंटे आप बैठ सकते हो किताब के सामने, आपको पता है मन में कि कितना आपने यूजफुल वहाँ पे स्टडी किया था। तो ये किसी को दिखाने के लिए नहीं पढ़ना है कि 10 घंटे मैं तो 10 घंटे पढ़ रहा हूँ, ये किसी को शो ऑफ नहीं करना। ये आपको पता होना चाहिए कि जितना मेहनत रिक्वायर्ड है वो मैंने किया है कि नहीं, ऑनेस्टली किया है कि नहीं। But whatever effort I put today, and let's say that is time 0, that effort should look like this. It does not have to, it has to increase gradually. It can't be like this. This is not good. This is not going to help you. That एक दिन बड़े इंथो में आ गए, 12 घंटे पढ़ाई करी, खूब मेहनत करा, जम के 12 घंटे पढ़ाई करा, बट फिर क्रैश आउट हो गए, खुद का पीठ थपथपाया, आगे बढ़ गए और फिर 2 दिन आराम से रिलैक्स कर रहे हैं। डोंट डू दैट। आप 7 घंटे पढ़ो, आप राइट 7 घंटे पढ़ो, 6 घंटे पढ़ो, बट 6 घंटे भी अगर आपको लगता है कि रियलिस्टिकली आफ्टर अटेंडिंग 1 क्लास, जैसे मान लो कि जो बहुत सारे एस्पिरेंट्स जो 2 क्लास अटेंड करते हैं, तो उनको मैं बोलता हूँ कि आप 3 से 4 घंटे पढ़ो घर पे जाके, बस। ये रियलिस्टिक है। अगर आप ये सोच रहे हो कि 2 क्लास अटेंड करने के बाद आप 6 घंटे 10 घंटे पढ़ पाओगे, अनरियलिस्टिक है। वो गोल आप खुद सेटिस्फाई नहीं कर पाओगे, 5 दिन बाद खुद से लगने लगेगा कि मैं लाइफ में क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, या क्या कर रही हूँ मैं। सो मेक अ रियलिस्टिक गोल बेस्ड ऑन वॉट एवर इज हैपनिंग राइट नाउ, मेक अ रियलिस्टिक गोल एंड स्टिक टू दैट, बट नेवर रिड्यूस द एफर्ट, increase that effort, not very rapidly, incrementally. That increment cumulative growth, it can be remarkable. It's amazing how much you can achieve with simple incremental growth. So your focus should be on consistency. Your focus should be having a good habit. That I have a habit that हर दिन मैं 6 घंटे पढ़ूंगा ही पढ़ूंगा। वो कोई भी नहीं हिला सकता, कोई भी दोस्त नहीं बोल सकता कि चलो चाय पी के आते हैं। नो, जब तक मैंने ये नहीं करा है, I will not do those things. So focus on building good habits. Focus on building a consistency. Learn from your parents. I am absolutely, now that when I look at my parents, I'm absolutely fan of the generation before me. Because they do the same thing every day and they're very happy. Somehow, there are so many options available to us. And we do not seem very happy. We have to run after like lot of things कि ये भी करते हैं, वो भी करते हैं. And हमारे पेरेंट जनरेशन के पास बहुत कम था. And they are happy. वो अभी भी 5:30 बजे उठते हैं. कुछ फिक्स चीज़ें हैं, फिक्स दिनचर्या है, उसको फुलफिल करते हैं. And they are content with that. Learn from that. Believe me, those things are remarkable. Forget about preparation, that is what makes you a good person, mentally healthy person, right? So anyways, ये तो थोड़ा ज़्यादा ज्ञान हो गया. Coming back to UPSC ज्ञान, that please maintain that consistency. There is a very beautiful book called Atomic Habits, and उस book का एक जेम्स क्लियर की जो book है, उसमें एक बड़ा बढ़िया लाइन मुझे हमेशा याद रहता है, that he talks about कि अगर आपका effort हर दिन 1% बढ़ रहा हो, जो अभी आपका एफर्ट है वो हर दिन 1% बढ़ रहा हो, एंड उसका 1 साल में जो कंपाउंडिंग इफेक्ट है ये करीब करीब 33 होगा. अब करके देख लेना. एंड अगर 1% कम हो रहा हो तो करीब करीब 0.03 हो जाएगा. तो सिर्फ माइनर चेंज करके, बट ऑन अ डेली बेसिस, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, ऑन अ कंसिस्टेंट बेसिस यू कैन do remarkable things with a very simple minor changes. If it is 1, even then you remain 1. You do not reduce by 300%, right? You do not reduce by this much. So you still remain 1. But grow your effort gradually and maintain that effort. That's much, much more remarkable compared to like किसी ने रैंडम एक दिन मोटिवेशन आया, खुद का पीठ थपथपाया और उसके बाद 2-3 दिन तक हमने कुछ नहीं किया, राइट? एक जो बहुत प्रैक्टिकल टेक्निक है जो मैं भी यूज़ करता हूँ, अभी भी अपने स्टडीज़ में यूज़ करता हूँ, दिस टेक्निक इज कॉल्ड पोमोडोरो टेक्निक. पोमोडोरो टेक्निक का मतलब ये होता है दैट आप एक फिक्स टाइम के लिए स्टडी करते हो और फिर एक फिक्स टाइम के लिए ब्रेक लेते हो. तो जैसे मैं जो टेक्निक यूज़ करता हूँ, बहुत सारे ऐप्स हैं जो आपको इसमें हेल्प करेंगे. जैसे मेरा जो एक ऐप है, दिस ऐप इज़ कॉल्ड फोकस टू डू. तो इस ऐप को यूज़ करके मैंने एक 25+5 का लगा रखा है कि मैं 25 मिनट पढ़ूंगा, राइट? उस टाइम पे मेरा मोबाइल फ़ोन बिल्कुल साइलेंट हो जाएगा, ये ऐप जो है ऑटोमेटिकली साइलेंट कर देगा. नो डिस्टर्बेंस, नो व्हाट्सएप, नो एनीथिंग. एंड देन 5 मिनट में मुझे जो भी चेक करना है, जो भी करना है, आई विल डू दैट इन 5 मिनट. आई डू दैट इन 4, व्हेन आई डू दैट 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, then I take half an hour break. So I get that reward, I get a half an hour break. So you build that habit of sitting for 2 hours, 3 hours continuously, and you take those breaks as your reward. That is जो 5 मिनट का मैंने ब्रेक लिया, जहाँ पे मैं व्हाट्सएप कर रहा हूँ, जो भी कर रहा हूँ, ट्विटर कर रहा हूँ, whatever I'm doing, इंस्टाग्राम कर रहा हूँ, whatever I'm doing, that is my reward. But it can't be कि मैं 25 मिनट इंस्टाग्राम कर रहा हूँ और 5 मिनट मैंने जाके पढ़ाई कर ली. Don't do that. So ये जो डिस्ट्रैक्शन है इसको हटाना बड़ा ज़रूरी है. So use this as a tool. Use those apps which essentially put your phone on Zen mode. बहुत सारे ऐप Zen mode करके बहुत सारे ऐप्स हैं जो आपके फ़ोन को बिल्कुल साइलेंट कर देंगे, आप कुछ नहीं कर पाओगे उतने टाइम तक. तो पोमोडोरो टेक्निक, दैट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फोकस ऑन हैबिट फॉर्मेशन, फोकस ऑन हैविंग अ गुड स्लीप. 7 घंटे का नींद बहुत ज़रूरी है. प्लीज़ डू नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ अपॉन दैट. इफ़ यू आर कॉम्प्रोमाइजिंग अपॉन दैट, यू आर गोइंग टू क्रैश in future. So that's not good at all. And if you can incorporate even like very basic exercise कि आप 10 मिनट के लिए भी जॉग करने चले गए, 3 से 4 मिनट के लिए अगर आपने मेडिटेट कर लिया, if you can do those things, then आपका फिजिकल एंड मेंटल हेल्थ दोनों रहेगा और आप एक सस्टेनेबल तरीके से पढ़ पाओगे. कि साल भर 1.5 साल हमको प्रिपेयर करना है, पूरा देना है हमको, 100% एफर्ट देना है, आप इसको सस्टेनेबल तरीके से कर पाओगे. ठीक है. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द प्रैक्टिकल सजेशंस विच आई कैन गिव यू, not just for science and tech, but overall. And let me end this session with some of the previous year questions. Not a lot, but some of the previous year questions. And you can perhaps appreciate what I said regarding how to prepare a topic. Right? जैसे ये 2025 का एक क्वेश्चन है स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी का. Consider the following space missions: Axiom 4, Space Docking Experiment, Gaganyaan. How many of these space missions given above encourage and support microgravity research? Microgravity simply means that you are very far away from Earth, where gravitational force is very less. And which of these missions can help in or have helped in research activities in microgravity domain? And the answer is all of the above. So, not for a moment you should think ये factual question है. If you know about space docking experiment, if you know about Gaganyaan, if you know about Axiom 4, then you automatically know that all 3 of them have applications in microgravity research. Answer will be all the 3.
Preparation without mentoring is like sprinting blindfolded. You may be moving fast, but not always in the right direction. That's why Lakshya 2026 offers two focused mentoring paths. For aspirants targeting UPSC Prelims 2026, the Lakshya Prelims Mentoring Program starting 7th February gives prelims focused planning, regular test, mentor feedback and clear guidance on what to revise, what to skip and how to attempt the paper confidently. For those preparing for the entire UPSC journey, the Lakshya Integrated Mentoring Program beginning 30th January provides a stage-wise roadmap from prelims to mains to interview, with integrated current affairs, structured evaluations and continuous mentoring for steady progress. Two programs, two goals, one clear direction. Prepare with clarity, move forward with confidence. To register, visit our website or call us on the given numbers.
You can see that. ये क्वेश्चन देखो 2017 का क्वेश्चन है. एज आई सेड कि जो बेसिक साइंस के क्वेश्चन आते हैं, जो एडवांसमेंट इन फिजिक्स पे जो रिसर्च चल रहा है. व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ इवॉल्व्ड लेजर इंटरफेरोमीटर स्पेस एंटीना, ELISA project? Just knowing in one line what is the purpose is enough. The answer is to detect gravitational waves, right? So questions will be very easy, application based question, understanding based question. Event horizon, singularity, string theory, standard model are sometimes seen in the news in the context of, the answer is A. That even that very basic knowledge, nobody is asking you to write the mathematical equation of event horizon. Nobody expects you to do that as an UPSC aspirant, but you should know that what does it mean, right? Basic science question, NCERT से जो हो जाएगा आपका. As I said, कुछ basic science के question NCERT वाले होंगे. Which of the following statements are correct regarding general differences between plant and animal cells? Right? तो ये NCERT में दे रखा है, टेबल फॉर्म में दे रखा है, आपको पता होना चाहिए. So you expect such type of questions also. Another basic science question. Which one of the following is a reason why astronomical distances are measured into light years? Right? This is because speed of light is always constant in all frame of reference. That is the correct answer. Look at the application-based questions. In which of the following areas can GPS technology be used? Mobile phone operations, banking operations, controlling power grids. Answer is all of the above. Mobile phone operations, that's very obvious. We all are using GPS. Banking operations, GPS provides timing services. All banks have to be synchronized in terms of timing. जितने भी SBI banks हैं, 3:30 बजे के बाद मान लो उनका settlement आज का complete करना है across the country. Such type of synchronization requires accurate timing that occurs with help of GPS services. ATM आपका कैश लेके जा रहा है, एक गाड़ी जो है कैश लेके जा रहा है ATM में, उसको ट्रैक करना है, सिक्योरिटी फीचर है वो, दैट इज अ GPS एप्लीकेशन. आपका मोबाइल फ़ोन बैंकिंग ऐप है, UPI है, इसको अगर आप लोकेशन इनेबल करके नहीं रखोगे काम नहीं करेगा, दैट इज अ सिक्योरिटी फीचर. सो हाउ कैन GPS टेक्नोलॉजी हेल्प in banking? How it can help in power grid? Power grid means that all of those transformers and wires and electric poles, कहीं पे तो पावर प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, बट आपके घर पे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी तक पहुंचने के लिए जो पूरा सेटअप है, तार का, ट्रांसफार्मर का, पोल का, ये पूरा का पूरा जो सेटअप है, दैट इज पावर ग्रिड. तो पावर ग्रिड कंट्रोल करने के लिए वेयर हाउ मच एनर्जी इज रिक्वायर्ड, एट व्हाट टाइम दैट एनर्जी इज रिक्वायर्ड टू सिंक्रोनाइज पावर ग्रिड्स, फॉर ऑल ऑफ दैट वी यूज GPS data. So answer will be all of the above, right? So there will be many application based questions. Where can we use remote sensing satellites? Chlorophyll content, greenhouse gas emission, land surface temperature. Answer again is all of the above, right? So you do have many application based questions in prelims, in mains. Current affairs inspired question. If a major solar storm reaches the earth, which of the following are possible effects on the planet earth? ये current affairs इसलिए है because sun goes from a cycle called solar cycle every 11 years. The probability of solar flare, it becomes very strong. And 2024 was one of those years. So 23 May it started, 24 was the year. And the question was asked in 2022. So this is a current affairs inspired question. That second statement is wrong. Solar flares do not trigger tsunami. Tsunami occurs because of powerful earthquakes. You eliminate 2, you have your answer. But even this is also wrong. Forest fires and solar flare का as such कोई correlation हमको दिखता नहीं है. साइंस टेक में फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन हो सकते हैं, एंड यहाँ पे फैक्चुअल क्वेश्चन में अगर आपको ये फैक्ट नहीं पता है तो आप फिर अगेन उन क्वेश्चंस को आप अटेम्प्ट नहीं करोगे. मैंने बताया कि 12 क्वेश्चन में 10 करना है. तो जैसे वन ऑफ दोज क्वेश्चंस कि विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंट्रीज हैज इट्स ओन सैटेलाइट नेविगेशन सिस्टम, तो जापान के पास है. बट देखो अगर आप सोच रहे हो कुछ ट्रिक लगाने का सोच रहे हो, नहीं कर पाओगे. ऑल ऑफ दिस आर डेवलप्ड नेशंस, ऑल ऑफ देम हैव देयर ओन स्पेस एजेंसीज. So trick नहीं लगा सकते until or unless you know this fact that Japan has its own satellite navigation program. So ideally, if I do not know this fact, I will not attempt this question. Okay. Basic science question. Biotech के कुछ application based question देखो. Genome sequencing can be used to identify genetic markers for disease resistance and drought tolerance in various crop plants. This technique helps in reducing the time required to develop new varieties of crop plants. It can be used to decipher the host pathogen relationship in crops. Answer is all of the above. But this does not have to be mugged up. Once you understand the purpose of genome sequencing, all these 3 statements will naturally speak to you that all of them are correct here. Once you understand what this topic is all about. Application based question from biotech. What is the application of somatic cell nuclear transfer technology? And the answer is reproductive cloning of animals. तो क्लोनिंग हम कैसे करते हैं वो टेक्नोलॉजी. अगर अब देखो अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा, एक तरीका होगा पढ़ने का कि आपने ये टर्म मैंने आपको बता दिया कि क्लोनिंग में यूज होता है, आप फिर भूल जाओगे थोड़े दिनों में. बट अगर मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन खाली करके बता दूं, और इतना कुछ टेक्निकल कॉन्सेप्ट है भी नहीं, आपको मैं वर्ड बाय वर्ड डिसाइफर करके बता दो कि सोमाटिक सेल का यहाँ पे क्या मतलब है, न्यूक्लियर ट्रांसफर का यहाँ पे क्या मतलब है, एंड वाई दैट विल लीड टू क्लोनिंग. ये अगर आपको समझ में आ जाए देन आप जीवन में कभी नहीं भूलोगे दैट व्हाट दिस टेक्नोलॉजी इज ऑल अबाउट. सो वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड द कॉन्सेप्ट इट बिकम्स वेरी वेरी इजी. Basic science question from biotechnology. Health. No virus can survive in the ocean. 70% धरती का ओशन है और वायरस को बोल देना कि ओशन में सर्वाइव नहीं कर सकता है तो बहुत ही रिडिकुलस स्टेटमेंट हो गया. No virus can infect bacteria. There are viruses which infect bacteria. There is a category of viruses and these are called bacteriophages. No virus can change the cellular transcriptional activity in the host cell. This is exactly what viruses are known for. They cannot multiply by themselves. They infect a host, they hijack the cellular mechanism of the host, and then they start multiplying. So, somebody tells you to mug up facts about virus, and then you understand about virus. And this question becomes very easy, even though, look at the pattern, only 1, only 2, only 3. ये वाला पैटर्न बहुत मुश्किल होता है, इसमें एलिमिनेशन का बड़ा कम स्कोप होता है ऐसे वाले पैटर्न में, बट ये क्वेश्चन ईजी है, इसको हम आंसर कर सकते हैं. डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, मैंने बताया यूपीएससी ये भी पूछेगी, एक टेक्नोलॉजी का डिस्क्रिप्शन होगा और आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि वो टेक्नोलॉजी क्या है. बहुत बड़ा डिस्क्रिप्शन है, 2 लाइन के बाद पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. द आंसर इज इंटरनेट ऑफ थिंग्स. When the alarm of your smartphones rings, you wake up and tap it to stop, which causes your geyser to be switched on automatically. The smart mirror in your bathroom shows the day's weather, indicates the level of water in your overhead tank. So all of that interconnected devices which are able to communicate with each other as part of common network, that is Internet of Things. So I do not even have to read after a few lines and I have my answer. So even that very basic knowledge about a technology is enough to answer questions. Another question, knowledge of the technology. If I just know what is augmented reality and what is virtual reality, this is a very easy question. In AR, a simulated environment is created and physical world is completely shut out. In VR, images generated from a computer are projected onto real life objects or surrounding. They have just changed it. They have interchanged the definition. First and second becomes wrong and you can see third and fourth are correct here. So just the basic knowledge of the technology is enough. Basic knowledge of blockchain technology, what it is. It is a public ledger that everyone can inspect, but no single user controls. Yes, that is exactly what blockchain is. The structure and design of blockchain is such that all the data in it are about cryptocurrency only. Only वाले word तो हमेशा ऐसे भी problematic है, and this is a wrong statement. We can use blockchain for multiple other purposes also. Third is correct. Applications that depend on basic features of blockchain can be developed without anybody's permission. This is correct, right? So 1 and 3 only is the correct answer. So as I said, term based question, qubit as a term, iska kya meaning hai? Answer is quantum computing. So you realize that in the starting itself I told you that prima facie it looks like a difficult topic, and a lot of students as a result of that have a resistance towards science and technology, and as I said, that is completely irrational. You have to be willing to work more here in this topic. That I will repeat this, ये करना पड़ेगा. If you're not willing to do that, अगर आपको ready-made cup syrup की तरह चाहिए and somebody is promising you, तो believe me वो false promise है. तो मैं पहले ही बता दूं कि आपको इसमें ज़्यादा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा, बट ये मेहनत ज़्यादा रिवॉर्डिंग है. ये आपको ज़्यादा हेल्प करेगा एग्जामिनेशन में. क्वेश्चंस बहुत ही सिंपल, बड़े ही स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड, एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन, कॉन्सेप्चुअल क्वेश्चंस आएंगे जो कि इरेस्पेक्टिव ऑफ एजुकेशनल बैकग्राउंड आप सॉल्व कर सकते हो. ठीक है. एनीवेज, this much I had to cover. I have few more questions. I will get the slides uploaded. You can look at the other questions also, and you can appreciate what I mentioned by all of these things. Just say I can show you maybe some questions on energy or some questions on defense, for example. As I said, that how defense has become a prominent theme. How many of the above are considered 5th generation fighter aircraft? Rafale, MiG, Tejas. Answer is none of the above. Because India does not have a 5th generation fighter jet as of now. एनर्जी वाले क्वेश्चन देखो, 2025 का क्वेश्चन है. फ्यूल बैटरी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल, फुल बैटरी इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल, हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल सेल व्हीकल, fuel cell electric hybrid vehicle. How many of the above are considered as alternative power terrain vehicle? Power terrain simply means a device which is capable of converting one form of energy to another form of energy. In this case, electrical energy or to mechanical energy. तो बस हमको ये देखना है कि इन तीनों में ऑल्टरनेटिव एनर्जी सोर्स कौन कौन सा है. तीनों है, बैटरी, फ्यूल सेल, हाइब्रिड, तीनों ही ऑल्टरनेटिव एनर्जी सोर्सेज. आंसर इज all of the above, right? So energy has become an important theme. ये question देखो, how many of the above usually make up battery cathode? So understanding of battery, the basic structure of the battery, role of cathode, role of anode, role of electrolyte, those things are going to be very helpful. Material science के question देखो आप, या nanotechnology या material science के question, 3D printing के applications, हाइड्रोजेल के एप्लीकेशंस बेस्ड क्वेश्चन. दिस एज आई सेड, मटेरियल साइंस एक इंपॉर्टेंट थीम है जो हमको प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए. हाइड्रोजेल पे क्वेश्चन आ रखा है. आप पिछले साल का क्वेश्चन देखोगे, रेयर अर्थ मिनरल पे क्वेश्चन आ रखा है, राइट? सो यू रियलाइज दैट द थीम्स आई मेंशन्ड इन द स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द क्लास, प्रिपेयर थीमेटिकली and try to understand the concepts by yourself. Do not memorize random facts. Focus on the applications, focus on the challenges and limitations, focus on the initiatives taken by Government of India, and you are good to go for prelims or mains examination. Okay? So if you do have questions in this session, you can ask questions now. Okay? So I will leave my email ID. If you do have doubts regarding science and tech in particular, but overall preparation in general, you can send me your queries here. Okay? All the best, guys.